Don't I look like a... What is the name of that cereal? A box of Cheerios is not Cheerios. Don't I look like a box of Apple Jacks with this green and this orange on, though? Apple Jacks are the bomb. They really like the best cereal out there. I ain't had cereal in like a year, so... But the last time I tasted, it was good, though.
Greetings. This is your girl, the Marquella Carnicia Jones, coming to you with another video.
See, I'm doing that weird thing where I look this way, but the camera's this way, so bear with your girl.
Today, I just wanted to talk about learning how to love yourself.
The Christian's edition.
Why is it important for us to learn how to love ourselves? Well, for one, the word does say that we should love our neighbor as we love ourselves. How are we going to love our neighbor when we don't even love ourselves? I think it's just very important that we learn how to love ourselves so we can love other people around us. It's so many times like people want to be in relationships and stuff, but you're supposed to love your neighbor, right? Your significant other gonna be your neighbor. So how are you gonna love your significant other when you don't love yourself?
Houseway, how?
Here's a few things that I learned how to love myself. It's sometimes when I'm just like,
Really? Did you really just do that, Quella? Like, did you really say that? Did you really carry yourself in that way?
but overall, I still love myself regardless, I think it's important to love yourself because when you're with somebody and it doesn't work out and they leave you, you still got to love yourself despite them not being in your life anymore. And I think that's very important because not all relationships work out, but you know what?
When you got self-love, that don't even matter.
Okay, number one, learning how to love yourself. Be kind to yourself. You have to say nice things about yourself. Say positive things about yourself. Like, for example, say you made a mistake or something. Well, first admit that you made the mistake and say, yeah, I messed up, but I'm going to do better next. So you can't beat yourself up about it. If you beat yourself up, you're going to give yourself negative aspirations. Like,
Dang, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I said that.
you keep playing it over in your mind and it's going to be like,
Well, bruh, dang.
yourself going to say to yourself,
Dang, bruh, like, no.
you have to be kind to yourself. You have to speak positive things over yourself to show yourself that you love you.
I am great. I am wonderful. I am kind. I made a mistake, but I learned from it. Oh my God, I'm so beautiful. Look at these dimples. Look at these teeth. Look at those lips. Look at those pretty eyes.
Ooh, that one looked a little lopsided just then.
So speak positive things about yourself and stop beating yourself up. Number two, date yourself. Man, listen, we be wanting for us to take us out. We be wanting to, to get all dressed up, get all dolled up,
We're going to Benihana's, wear the best outfit you got.
But then what? You gotta learn how to date yourself. And let me just say this, when you're dating yourself, it's just not going out to eat, y'all. It's no knocking that. I totally agree, Let me tell you one time. It was like 2 years ago. I didn't know myself that well. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take myself on a date. I called my sister.
And you sent me some money because your girl broke.
She sent me some money and I was like, okay, bet. I'm going out by myself. And so I'm looking up restaurants like to go to and I'm like, okay, this is a nice one. I'm telling you, I went in my closet. I found this real cute skirt and this little button-up shirt and my little suede shoes that scrub up. And I was too fly. I went out and I went to the bar and I sat by myself. And dudes were looking left and right like,
Who you? You look good. You smell good. Ooh, girl, what's your name?
but I wasn't budging. I was on a date by myself. And it felt so good to just be alone, be in my own space, It's never weird to go somewhere by yourself. Get used to going places by yourself. But I do want to say that taking yourself out to eat isn't the only way to date yourself. Find out what you like. Like me, I like going to the park. I like poetry. I like people watching. So I take myself out all the time by just going to the park, watching people.
Not in a weird way, but just I like watching people's behaviors.
Other things that I like to do. I used to love skating. Now I can't really skate like I used to, but that's me going out on a date when I go skating by myself and I see other people. Hey, how you doing? So learn how to date yourself instead of going on all these random dates with people. During this time of dating yourself, take some time to really get to know you. Like sitting in the house, writing down your goals, or just having a session where you're just by yourself. That's dating yourself too. Like, think about it as if, okay, if I was in a relationship with a guy or a girl, what would I do for them? And then put yourself in that place, and that's how you date yourself.
Does that make sense?
Number 3, pamper yourself. What pampering looks like is taking some time to love on yourself. Like, what are some things that you could do to enhance your well-being? Getting your hair done, getting your hair cut, getting your nails done. Just doing something that, you know, produces your well-being. I know one thing that I do to pamper myself is I'll like run me a nice hot bath and just sit in it with the lights off with nice music. And maybe a candle lit. And that's just how I love and I pamper on myself. Just literally think about as if you was doing it for somebody else, but you're doing it for yourself. And that's how you got to learn how to love on yourself, because when it's time to love on somebody else, you already know the things to do to pamper them. So learn how to pamper you, but not for other people, for yourself. But when you do, you know, make that step and get with somebody.
You already know how to pamper them.
Number 4, and this one is a big one. Accept your flaws. Let me tell you something.
You see this gap? I can whistle out of my gap. You see our teeth? Like, is this what you call an overbite?
Yeah.
Do you see my ankle injury?
Ugh, that scar.
Do you see my belly fat?
Y'all, I got flaws for days, but guess what? I have learned to love myself in the state that it is in. I've gotten to a point in my life where I said, okay, Nene, this is gonna happen. I am not losing weight until I am fully happy with who I am now. And I understand that people lose weight so they can feel, you know, better about themselves. And I get that. I understand that. I said, you know what? I'm gonna love Nene with the gut. If I can't love Nene with the gut, I'm not going to love Nene without the gut. And I do get that people will fall in love with the new them, but that's just for me. I would like to learn to love myself.
With the pudge, okay? With the pudge.
It is what it is. We all have flaws. We all have things that we can't change, you know? So we have to learn how to love on those things. But the things that you can change and that you want to change, and you have to know the difference between the ones you can and you can't change. Like if you got a nasty attitude and you don't like that,
you might need to change it, sis. Bruh.
Learning how to know the difference between things that you can change and you can't change, and then figuring out the ones that you can and fix it. But the flaws that you can't change, like automatically, like this gap, I've learned to love it. It's not Marquella unless I have the gap.
You feel me?
Do you feel me?
Number 5, sit in a quiet room at least once a day for like 5 to 10 minutes. Just you and God and your thoughts. And just be one with yourself. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in having noise around so we don't have to think about what we're thinking about. A lot of times we play music throughout the day, we watch TV, we even read, and we never like sit for a second and just be silent, like with no noise, no nothing. And, you know, if you have kids, I understand that, you know, even you can find some time to just sit silently with no noise. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. And how does this enhance loving on yourself? It just allows you to be at peace in the moment, to be in the moment, to accept the thoughts that come to your mind. And if they're bad, learning how to change those thoughts. And if they're good, enhancing on those thoughts. You know, just be able to just be for a second without nothing around you influencing the way you think or the way that you move. Sitting silently is a really good thing to do, to just understand yourself and to just feel centered. That's one. A lot of y'all not gonna like me for this, but I got to say it, and I don't care if you feel any type of way about it.
Stop smoking and drinking so much.
This is a very important thing because I think oftentimes we like to go to things to escape how we really feel, because we don't want to deal with ourselves, because we don't want to deal with our thoughts. And a lot of the times we get drunk, we get high, we smoke blacks, we smoke cigarettes, so we won't have to deal with what's really going on. I was like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like that. I used to smoke
Like a chimney.
black in my eyes, but not weed, but still there's no compensate for it. And every time I would smoke, I would sing, like wherever I'm at, especially when I went to school in Atlanta, I was by myself a lot. And so I would go outside in this gazebo area. I would smoke and I would just sing. Like I would just be singing whatever comes to mind, and it just made me feel so at peace. But the thing is, I never had the time to deal with what really was going on the inside of me. Like, why was I always smoking? Why, when I wanted to stop so bad, I just couldn't? And I felt like I depended on smoking because it was my best friend. After I left everybody or everybody left me, I always could light up a black. Even when you drank excessively, like you feel like you got to have a drink every day to ease your mind, like what's really going on? Like, we have to learn not to indulge in things that's going to hide what's really going on within us. So we need to find like that issue. Take some time off from smoking and drinking.
Take a leave of absence from smoking and drinking.
Even if you start off by, a week. And trust me, I know how hard it is to stop smoking. I tried to stop smoking like 3-4 times before I really stopped smoking. And it wasn't until I came in the decision in my mind, like, okay, this is it for real, Nene. Like and the first day was hard. It was hard. I was around somebody that was smoking and I was like, ugh. Sometimes it was like the only way I can hold a conversation with somebody or to even listen to your issues is if I was smoking. And I would just be on the phone with people listening like,
Yeah, girl. And what else happened? Girl, now.
thank God I stopped and learned how to listen to people without having to smoke, But deep down it was, I was trying to fill a void of loneliness. I would smoke out of loneliness. I would smoke because I didn't have anybody around me, and smoking became my best friend.
Never really find anything else to do while I would talk and listen to people's issues, but hey, go figure.
It's important to try to not indulge in things that could try to hide us from why we don't like ourselves. Because excessive drinking and smoking is a sign that you don't love yourself. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't harm your body in that way. So I hope these tips helped you in some way that you can learn how to love yourself. If you don't, find a way to love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Date yourself. Pamper yourself. Accept your flaws. Sit quietly every day for 10 minutes by yourself. And slow down on that drinking and smoking. Stop. Just stop it.
It's not a good look.
We just out here trying to spread the word until all have heard. You won't hear me quote a Bible verse every time. Trust and believe that I'm not telling you anything that's going to lead you away from the Lord. Loving yourself is so important. And it's important because we have to learn to love people around us. And we can't properly love people around us if we don't love ourselves. So take some time to dive deep into why you don't love yourself or why you don't accept yourself as is. Go to therapy if you feel like you need to. Get that healing. Again, until all have heard, thank you for listening. And yeah, Let's get to loving ourselves. Also, check out some of my poetry that I'll be posting soon. Yeah, support your girl. Follow me on Instagram at marcarjo8. And, okay, I'm tired of promoting.
Like, subscribe, share, whatever y'all folks be saying anyways.